Back here at the halftime show on the PAC Sports Network, as we're now joined by Thiel sophomore women's basketball player Jensen Stehlik. Jensen, first off, thanks for taking a little time with us today. I know you've recently seen a big uptick in your play and with your scoring in double figures recently, starting a couple of the last few games as well. What has helped you with this kind of increase in your role and has allowed you to step into this bigger role?
Yeah, I think just having confidence going into every game. I know I can shoot the ball. I've been shooting pretty well recently, so I think just going in, doing the little things, diving on the floor, making those hustle plays, dishing the ball out to my teammates. I think all those things have allowed me to, make a greater impact on the team.
Well, we'll definitely dive into the season that you're having here momentarily, but I want to start in the very beginning. What initially drew you to being a Tomcat and wanting to continue your athletic career at Thiel?
Yeah, so I originally got here through softball. So it was one of my tournaments over the summer. Coach Joe, who used to be a coach on the softball team, approached me, showed some interest. And then I came on a visit here and I loved the campus. It was a great family atmosphere. So I knew that this was the place for me. And then once I was here, my best friend on the team, Nat, she was in one of my classes and she knew I used to play basketball in high school and she approached me and asked me to play on the team. And so I met with Coach Jess, and the rest is history, and I'm happy to be here.
Well, coming into college, or maybe even just winding up your high school career, had it ever crossed your mind when you were going through that process of wanting to be a dual sport athlete?
So it's funny. After my last game in high school, it was after our playoff game. We had just lost, and my mom, she came over to me and gave me a hug, and she said, "This doesn't have to be it." And I said, "It is," because in my mind, I didn't think I could play college basketball. I'm not gonna lie to you. So when I got here, I really had no intentions to play. And then, like I said, after I was approached, I was unsure about it. And then once I got here, I stepped in a few practices, some open gyms, got to meet the rest of the team. And once I did that, I knew that I fit in with them, and it was a cool experience to be accepted by them. Being a walk on. So it was definitely cool.
Without question. And obviously, you've been a fantastic addition to the Tomcat program since last year and this year as well. I want to stick with being a dual sport athlete, though. I'm sure, especially this time of year with softball right around the corner, you're probably pretty busy. What is it like being a dual sport athlete, and how do you manage your time with two sports in school?
Yeah, so honestly, I mean, I played two sports all throughout high school. And I know high school is a little different than college, but I mean, I think it helps me, staying busy all the time. It helps me stay on top of my schoolwork because I have a certain amount of time that I have to complete it. So yeah, it's been different, but I honestly haven't really struggled with it. It's nice that basketball has its winter season, and then I do miss a little bit of softball when they work out in the wintertime. But then after the basketball season, I jump right into softball, and I'm just kind of used to it at this point.
What is that like jumping from one sport to the next like that? Like, obviously, your softball teammates, they have a little bit of kind of a build up, if you will, to the season. For you, you just hop right into it. Do you feel like it's a little bit awkward adjusting from a very fast paced sport, while softball also very fast, a little stop and start, stop and start?
Yeah, at first it is a little strange, switching it up. Softball, like you said, is a very different sport than basketball. So at first it's definitely an adjustment. But I think, once I get a few practices under my belt with the softball team, I'll be right back where I'm supposed to be.
Well, certainly exciting that you've got a new sport heading, or not a new sport, but a new season coming up right around the corner. Kind of cool that we're getting into that time of season. But Jensen, it's been great to have you on the show today. Before we let you run, hard to believe that with it also almost being softball season, basketball season is winding up. For you, what are you hoping that you and your team can build on from this year and moving forward into next season and for future seasons with the Tomcats?
Yeah, I think just continuing to build on the little things. In the win column, we haven't performed the way that we had hoped coming into the season. But, just continuing to have those little victories, continuing to compete with these other teams. And then in the off season, just, stick in the weight room, in the gym, get your shots up, and just keep getting better. And I'm really excited for next season. I think we have a really good group here, and I'm just excited to see the team that we can become.
Without question, I know that you and the Tomcats have a very, very bright future ahead of you for future seasons. Again, Jensen, thanks so much for stopping by and good luck the rest of the way.
And thank you so much for having me.
That's Thiel sophomore women's basketball player Jensen Stehlik. Don't go anywhere, as we'll have more of today's action coming up next on the PAC Sports Network.